Hey everyone, Gordy here. Tuesday morning, first lockdown day in Kansas City. Thought I'd make a quick video about heirloom tomatoes and the stages of tomatoes, picking them. I know we got a long ways to go before that, but I decided to give you some information. I learned this a long time ago. I practice it quite a bit. Sometimes I don't get to them when I need to, but there's actually 6 stages of tomatoes, and I'm going to go through them with you. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I found this a long time ago on the website. You can see what it is, and we're going to talk about picking tomatoes. All right, so first thing you got your green tomato. Solid, hard growth. They're getting to be full size, making water when they need a lot of water at that time so they can continue to grow. First stage is green. The surface of the tomato is totally green. Then the second stage you would have is breakers, where on the bottom, on the flowering part on the bottom end, they start to turn a little bit of pink. You can see them starting to turn a little bit. Then you have a turning, stage 3. You can see more than, I think, 10% of the skin is starting to turn a pinkish color and starting to develop a little bit more to finish out ripening process. Pink is stage 4. It's the most important stage, I believe, for picking heirloom tomatoes, because as you know, or maybe some of you don't know, that tomatoes continue to ripen after you pick them. So it's very important that if you have an insect problem or a bird problem or any kind of problems that you want to save your tomatoes before they get attacked by stupid horned worms or hail or anything like that, I'm going to show you a picture on my computer of when I pick tomatoes, and it's at the pink stage most often. Sometimes I pick them a little greener, sometimes I pick them a little more ripe because I can't tend to them every 5 minutes, so they continue to ripe on that day. So here's what a pink tomato is, and when you should pick it is like this here. As you can see that some of the colors, and like on this one here, you got starting to get ate by a squirrel, and I made a mistake in not taking the tops off the stems because, as I explained earlier, that when you transport heirloom tomatoes, if you leave those stems on, they'll roll around and they'll puncture holes in the skins of the other tomatoes, which then it starts deteriorating process, and it makes it go rots faster or whatever. So that's when I usually mostly pick them, and then I can put them in a shady place. I can use it sometimes in the fall. I'll take them and wrap them in paper, put them in a dark place. When I was working with the Amish, they would take them and they'd put them in the shade on a bench underneath the shade, and they'd set them there on paper, newspaper, and let them ripen before. And it gives them a longer shelf life. They even actually took them and wrapped them in paper sometimes and put them in the basement in sawdust so they'd have tomatoes clear up into December. So that's just something that the old school people know about. You know, we used to have caves, store your potatoes and your apples and all that stuff in, put your canned goods in where it's cool, dry place, dark. So let's get back to the stages of tomatoes and keep it short in the day. And then you have a light red, which is the 5th stage. It's more than 60% of the skin is ripened, and it's really starting to, you could probably eat it at this time. It wouldn't be completely ripe. But then you have stage 6, which is the red stage, which is fully ripe and ready to eat. I'm going to put a picture on here of what I'm talking about. Well, let me go back here. This is what I'm talking about here. These are fully ripe, 6. Some of them are even starting to deteriorate. You can see the San Marzano has some blossom end rot, but you can cut that off and still use it in canning. I still cut these off and take the tops off. And I was going to can and make salsa with this batch here. And then we can talk about that later. But as you can see, the 6 stages of tomatoes is an important part. And that's why you see a lot of them in the stores that are rock hard. They're how hybrids, the little Roman tomatoes and stuff like that. They're like brick, but they don't have much moisture in them and they're more meaty and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the 6 stages of tomatoes growth, let me know when you think, if you want to know more about that, I can look up more about that, but I usually pick mine at the 4th stage and let them develop over time, because I think they continue to develop, and the taste and stuff is just as good as when you picked it. So other than that, hope everybody's staying safe. Hope this gave you some insight into the 6 stages of tomatoes growth and when I pick them and how I do it. Maybe wrong, but that's how I do it. And at the end of the day, they're still good eating. We love to eat tomatoes. So like, subscribe if you want to. We'll keep going and keep doing videos. Try to do them on a daily basis while we're locked up, or maybe every other day. It's kind of a thing we have to get used to doing, and sometimes you don't feel like doing it, but you need to do it for your channel. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.